Good evening and welcome to the Prairie Center for the Arts and tonight's program sponsored by Bahama Breeze and presented by the Prairie Center Arts Foundation. We wish to inform you that tonight's program contains language considered unsuitable for our more enlightened patrons. The management takes no responsibility for the possible utterance of the following words or phrases. Knickers. Bum. Wee-wee. I'm not a coal miner, and that's not a flashlight. Pope Francis Albert Sinatra. Will you come back to my place? Bouncy, bouncy. At this time, the house lights will be briefly raised for anyone who would like to excuse themselves from the auditorium. Thank you. For the rest of you who have chosen to remain, kindly shut your gob, turn off your bloody iPhones, and enjoy Mystery at the Theatre, Episode 9, Doomston Abbey.
It pains me to part with you, but I shan't be long. As soon as my polo match is over, I will ride in on my steed and swoop you up in a loving embrace.
Oh, Roderick, my love.
Goodbye.
Oh, to think a plain girl like me has finally found true love after all these years.
Mr. Roderick Dawes has just been crushed to death by a falling piano in the foyer.
Oh, damn, not another one.
Mr. Kearns, please place Mr. Dawes in the library with all of Lady Edwina's other dead suitors.
And so close. I suppose homely women such as myself are doomed to a life of charity work and loneliness.
What's gotten into her?
Your sister? The usual, Mr. Carrington.
Oh, another dead suitor. Honestly, Gibson, another scandal like this and we'll be finished off for good. Have you taken away breakfast already?
We have, sir.
Did it not occur to you I might want some?
It did, sir, until last night when you told me that you were going to be working late and did not wish to be disturbed until lunch.
Yes, going over the books. That and a bit too much sherry before bed, I'm afraid. And next time, Gibson, do be sure to save a small scrap of food for me in case this happens again.
Yes, Mr. Carrington.
Any more news on Lord What's-His-Name?
Only that, to confirm that Lord Bertram Thornbury, your uncle, arrived on shore yesterday and is expected home today.
You almost got it, come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got it. You got it. Good morning, Uncle Larry. Isn't it a beautiful morning?
That's as maybe.
Uncle Larry, would you like to play a game?
I'm already playing one.
No, a game with us.
Oh, very well. You go hide far, far away while I count to 500 billion.
Children!
Here we go again.
How many times have I told you about being an infernal nuisance in this house?
Mr. Gibson, all take it from me. Come, me luffies, we mustn't interrupt the grown-ups in their important work. Even if it is the daily telegraph crossword puzzle.
To each man his own.
But Nanny Mackenzie.
None of your cheek. Now let's go up and tidy up for the day. And not another word from you, young lot.
Have you lost something?
Oh, there's the little scamp. Now don't you go off wandering like that.
Gibson, do fetch me something to eat. I'm famished. Oh, and call for Nigel. I'm in the mood for a morning ride.
Straight away, sir. Announcing the Lady Lenora Wilson.
Oh, as if my headache weren't bad enough. Tell her to shove off.
But Mr. Carrington...
Oh, and tell her I'm still asleep. Tell her I'm dead. Tell her I'm romping through the sheets with a new maid. Say anything to keep me away from that nauseating, cloying, prissy, adorable fiancé of mine. Oh.
Hello, darling.
What a joyous delight it is to see you.
Oh, who were you calling nauseating just now?
Yes, that. I thought Gibson was announcing the arrival of our bill collector.
Oh, but he announced my name, Lenora Wilson.
Yes, and our bill collector's name is Leonard Pilson, not Lenora Wilson.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. After all, you are my lovey-dovey wobbykins.
Yes, I am so lucky, aren't I?
In fact, it fills me with the urge to sing.
What a blessing.
Good wandering one, though thou hast surely strayed, take heart of grace, thy steps retrace. Good wandering one, poor wandering one, if such poor love as mine can help thee find true peace of mind, why take it, it is thine. Take heart, no danger lies, take any heart but ours. Take heart, fair taste will shine, take any heart, take mine. Take heart, no danger lies, take any heart but ours. Take heart, fair taste will shine, take any heart, take mine. Poor wandering one, though thou hast sure
Well, I was hoping to go for a morning...
Oh, good heavens, it seems you're bleeding from the nose.
What? Oh, yeah, that. It's a touch of the Hungarian flu.
Influenza?
I see, last week I had the Cantonese flu. My eyeballs kept falling out of my sockets. A week before that was the Burmese flu, and I chundered for miles.
Oh, dear.
Oh, next week I expect to get the Brazilian flu. So that one will be a real treat. First, my intestines will inflate to the size of a zeppelin, and then my bum
Well, that's fine, Nigel. I was hoping to go for a morning ride later this morning. Please have my horse brushed and saddled.
What about the top?
Oh, I'd love to go riding.
Oh, must you? Oh, I mean, will you?
Oh, of course. I dream of horses every night. Horses and unicorns and fairies.
Oh, God. Very well. Nigel, have Miss Wilson take her out and find her a suitable horse.
All right. Well, that passed.
Won't you come with me?
Later, my dove. I have matters that need consideration.
I'd ask for a kiss, but it wouldn't be proper for our sort. I know! Why don't you give me an Eskimo kiss on the nosy like Nanook of the North?
Fine.
And I thought I was disgusting.
Oh, goodness, that tickles. Goodbye, my love.
Ta-ta. There they go, the prude and the rude.
Announcing the Dowager, Countess Edna Carrington, and a crumpet.
Oh, Mother! And how did you find yourself this morning?
Well, I just rolled back the sheets and there I was. Ah, wonderful breakfast. Thank you, Gibson.
Milady?
Wait, that crumpet
Oh, dear, Cousin Larry, am I eating your crumpet?
A scone.
No, I do think it's a crumpet.
5 letters. A dropped Scottish pancake. Of course, a scone.
It's all he's been doing ever since the Telegraph began running those new crossword puzzles. They're all the rage now.
I don't understand crossword puzzles. Why do they bother giving you something that isn't completed? If the cook brought me a half-cooked pheasant, I'd send it back.
You are nothing if not clever, Mother.
What was that dreadful racket earlier?
That was either the piano falling on Edwina's latest suitor, or Nigel the stable boy reciting what seemed to be the Magna Carta in cough. He's off preparing Lenora to go riding with me.
Oh, that's nice.
No, it isn't, and you bloody well know it. If Nigel and Lenora were the last 2 people on Earth, I'd just as soon try to start a family with Nigel.
Perhaps you'll see more to her in time.
Trust me, when I look at her, all I see are the gobs of money our family needs to save us from financial ruin. If only my other 4 senses weren't so appalled by her.
You don't want Cousin Larry to hear you.
Maybe I don't want to listen.
Can you blame him?
Announcing Madame Claudette Duchamp.
One of your local gardening acquaintances?
I've never heard the name in my life.
Chérie, ça va bien aujourd'hui?
My, we're speaking French now.
C'est tellement agréable de vous revoir après toutes ces années.
How nice, it's like having on Maurice Chevalier.
Nous devons rattraper son retard sur les derniers potins.
Oh dear, I hope this has nothing to do with the time we got a little squiffy at the Moulin Rouge in 1884.
Oh, vous êtes vraiment très drôle, chérie.
Larry, are you getting any of this?
My doctor advised me against 2 things. Pickled meats and the French language.
Ah, there you are, Mrs. Kensington.
Come
It's time for your nappy.
Pas fini ma visite.
This way, ma'am.
Je n'ai pas
Take her back to her room in the 3rd pantry.
What on earth was that about?
Have you forgotten, Mama, that the northerly wing of the estate is being occupied as a psychiatric hospital for the criminally insane?
Oh yes, I wandered in there the other day. I thought they were more of our relatives. Are you saying that nice French woman is criminally insane?
Mrs. Kensington? Oh, yes. One more minute with her and she may have lunged at your neck.
What a preposterous thought, brokering our private residence to lunatics.
Dearest brother, you say our residence as if we own it. Might I remind you, we are merely guests of your uncle and your brother, Bertram Thornberry,
the Lord and Master of Doomston Abbey.
That may be, but as his heir apparent, I should have some say in how matters are run here, especially when he's off on one of his ludicrous expeditions. And what are you doing in that get-up?
I'm dedicating my life to charity.
Oh, it makes perfectly good sense, you being so plain and dull.
You needn't remind me of that fact, Mama. I have given up the prospect of ever finding love. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am needed in the 3rd ward to coax a man who thinks he's a baboon down from a chandelier.
Touchy, touchy.
Mr. Carrington, the cook has prepared you a lunch to take with you on your ride.
Oh, I can't wait until then. I'm famished.
I think I shall go for a stroll in the garden. I hear my busy Lizzies are coming in quite nicely.
Well, let's see what we have to nibble on. What in blazes?
Well, I don't think you want to eat a baby. I mean, it's hardly enough for a light snack.
Gibson?
Oh, there is. I must have left it in the kitchen when I was fetching sandwiches for the children.
It befuddles me that this estate should be run by such an incompetent staff. I imagine Lord Thornbury will not be pleased to hear of this.
I should think not, Mr. Carrington. You pompous ass. Oh, who does he think he is? Pretending to be the lord of all he surveys.
If I were you, I'd give him what for.
I wouldn't even know where to begin with him.
Well, I could give you a few ideas. So go to him and say to him with compliment ironical.
Sing hate you, good day to you, and that's what I shall say.
Your style is much too sanctified, your cut is too canonical.
Sing bar to you, ha-ha to you, and that's what I shall say.
I was a fair ideal of a morbid young aesthetical. The doubt my inspiration was regarded as heretical until you caught me up with your placidity and ethical.
Sing boo to you, poo-poo to you, and that's what I shall say. Sing boo to you, poo-poo to you, and that's what I shall say.
Sing hey to you, good day to you, sing bar to you, ha-ha to you, sing boo to you, poo-poo to you, and that's what you should say. Sing hi to you, good day to you, sing bar to you, ha-ha to you, sing boo to you,
and that's what I shall say. Boo, boo, and that's what I shall say. Ba, ba, and that's what I shall say. I'll tell him that unless he will consent to be more jocular.
Sing boo you, poo-poo you, and that's what you should say.
To cut his curly hair and stick an eyeglass in his ocular.
Sing bar to you, ha-ha to you, and that's what you should say.
Stuff his conversation full of quibble and of quiddity, to dine on chops and roly-poly pudding with avidity. He'd better clear away with all convenient rapidity.
Sing hi to you, good day to you, and that's what you should say.
Sing boo to you, poo-poo to you, and that's what I shall say.
Sing hi to you, good day to you, sing bar to you, ha-ha to you, sing bar to you, poo-poo to you, and that's what you should say. Sing hi to you, good day to you, sing bar to you, ha-ha to you, sing bar to you,
and that's what I shall say. Boo, boo, and that's what I shall say. Ba, ba, and that's what I shall say.
Are you the butler of this estate?
Yes, I am Gibson. Well, if it isn't another escapee from the asylum, I'll take care of her. Yes, who may I ask is calling? Perhaps Napoleon Bonaparte returning from exile, or is it Hannibal here to retrieve one of his war elephants?
Enough of your insolence, you long-winded Claxon. I am here to see Lord Thornbury.
Mr. Thornbury is unavailable, much like you will be soon. Now, would you please wait in the foyer and someone will tend to your needs?
I am a very busy woman, and if someone does not assist me soon, I shall have your head!
I'll advise Edwina that she has another patient on the loose. God, Bennett, those children will be the ruin of me.
Oh, they're just having a bit of fun.
It certainly doesn't help that you mollycoddle them. Stop this at once!
Nigel, thank you ever so much for letting me feed that horse a carrot, although I dare say the steed was more intent in biting off my nose.
Don't think you don't good to be so gingerly with him.
Oh, dear heavens, now it seems you're bleeding from your ear. Is this another one of those influenza?
Oh, no, profuse blood gushing from the ears runs in me family. It'll subside after about a pint or two.
Oh, goody. Oh, no, I must go change into riding clothes. I'm sure Henry will love me much more than ever once he has me mounted.
7 down. Innuendo.
I think he'd rather not see you at all.
What?
Just the thought of you makes him want to tear his innards out.
But Henry loves me.
He loves your money, that's for true.
Impossible. I'm the bee's knees. I'm pretty, I'm chipper, and
A sugary pain in the arse.
But I am a lady.
A man doesn't want a lady. He wants a bird, a saucy wench, a totty with a mouth like a stevedore. You're too proper.
Oh, could it be true?
I haven't had a snogging in 4 years, and I'd rather catch diphtheria again than be caught with the likes of you.
Oh, but can I ever change?
You walk a mile in me pus-filled boots, you'd be as randy as a barmaid. Now start off and think about it.
Well, look who's as tough as nails.
What do you know?
I know you're right about her. I used to go down that same primrose path, and look where it got me. You're Nigel, the stable boy. I don't like riding, so we've never met. And Weena Carrington.
I know who you are.
That's the trouble with being the homely one. Your reputation precedes you.
I've had worse.
Good Lord, what is that putrid smell?
It's about 40% horse dung and 30% wet dog.
And the other 30%?
That would be me.
Funny, I should think it was more dung.
I never said it wasn't.
So you think you can change poor Lenora from a Pollyanna into a rough and tumble Jezebel?
If I can break in a horse, I shouldn't have much trouble with a lady.
I highly doubt that.
Care to make it interesting?
What do you mean, wager on it? You're on. Spit shake.
Hope blood'll do.
I can take it. I help run an asylum for the criminally insane here. It's funny. I am rather attracted to the seedier side of things.
Well, finally, we have something in common.
There is beauty in the bellow of the blast. There is grandeur in the growling of the gale. There is eloquent outpouring when the lion is roaring and the tiger is a lashing of his tail.
Yes, I like to see a tiger from the Congo with an argue, and especially when lashing of his tail.
Earthquakes have a splendor that is grim, and earthquakes only terrify the dogs. But to the who scientific, there is nothing that's terrific in the falling of a flight of thunderbolts.
Yes, in spite of all my meekness, if I had a little weakness, it's a passion for a flight of thunderbolts. If that is so, sing Darry down Darry, it's evident, very our tastes are one. Away we'll go and merrily, merry not tardily, tarry till day is done. It's big in extreme old age. Do you fancy you were elderly enough? Information I'm requesting on a subject interesting. Is the maiden all the better when she's tough?
Of this right dominion is the general opinion that she'll last a good deal longer when she's tough.
Are you old enough to marry, do you think? Should you wait until you're 80 in the shade? That is beauty that is frantic in a room that's romantic. Do you think you are sufficiently decayed?
To the matter that you mention, I have given some attention, and I think I am sufficiently decayed.
If that is so, sing Darry down Darry, it's evident, very our tastes are one. Away we'll go and merrily, merry not tardily, tarry till day is done. Sing Darry down Darry, we'll merrily, merry not tardily, tarry till day is done.
You need some nourishment here.
An apple? I'm not a horse, you know.
Well, you're certainly not as healthy as one. Come along, I'll fix you some soup. Ah, there you are.
Oh, I forgot about you.
Listen to me, you ignoramus. I demand to see your lord at once, or I shall have you sacked.
Sacked by some yampy loon with a deranged past?
You shall pay for this!
Oh, all right. I will take you to him.
It's better.
This way. Well, that's not exactly a padded cell, but that closet will do.
Let me out of here!
Oh, shut up, you old nutter! Oh, my goodness! It's almost time.
The servants of our Lord come marching strong and steady. No matter what the call, we're always at the ready. Obedient and submissive, and not at all derisive. Forever and a day, our allegiance to our master. And if he wants it fast, we're sure to bring it faster.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Lord Bertram Thornbury has returned from 8 months' absence. I want everyone on his most attentive behavior. I expect not a dust speck in sight and not a fingerprint on the glassware. Now, is his lordship's chambers spotless?
Yes, Mr. Gibson.
Have we hung all of the portraits upside down as he prefers?
Completely, Mr. Gibson.
Have we ironed the cat?
Flat and fluffless, Mr. Gibson.
Have we cooked his dinner goose with the head still on and its eyes angrily staring at his lordship as he eats?
As always, Mr. Gibson.
And his newspaper?
Here, Mr. Gibson.
Have you prepared it to his liking?
I have scoured the Daily Telegraph and replaced each instance of the word cabbage with the words poopy fruits.
Excellent.
Is there a crossword in there?
Yes, Mr. Spence, Lord Thornbury has no use for such things. Here you are.
Lovely. Puzzle edited by Rowan Ellison. Should be an interesting one.
Right then.
Mr. Gibson.
Oh, get the damn baby already. Is everybody ready?
Oh, yes!
I shall summon the household.
What is the meaning of this?
Now listen, you. If you so much as make a whimper during this affair, I shall reach down your gullet with my own bare hands and tear out your voice box.
Perhaps this will persuade you to do differently.
Oh dear God. Yes, I understand now. I will grant you a private audience with Lord Thornbury if you just allow for this brief pageant of his lordship's return without interruption.
Very well. Let the festivities begin.
Mother, I suppose you're happy to see your brother return safely.
To see him return, yes. Safely, not particularly. And you?
Hardly. My frustration is only complicated by being betrothed to an uptight wet noodle. Oh, and I love noodles, mostly the wet kind. Hello, love of my life.
Hello, darling. I say, let's be daring. I think you should kiss my hand in front of all these people.
I'll tell you what. I will gladly kiss your feet if you have a seat right over there.
Oh, yes, my sweet pumpkin. Nigel, you're right. He finds me repulsive.
Well, naturally, you don't kiss a fairy cake, you eat it up and forget about it.
Uncle Bertie's coming back from his voyage.
Do you think he'll bring us baubles and trinkets?
Children, please be quiet.
He's here!
Assume your positions.
Now give 3 cheers. I'll lead the way. Hurrah! Hurrah!
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
I am the monarch of the sea, the ruler of the Queen's Navy, whose praise Great Britain loudly chaunts.
And we are his servants and his cousins and his aunts.
And we are his servants and his cousins and his aunts. His servants and his cousins and his aunts.
At an anchor here I ride, my bosom swells with pride, and I snap my fingers at the foeman's taunts.
And so do his servants and his cousins and his aunts.
And so do his servants and his cousins and his aunts. His servants and his cousins and his aunts.
But when the breezes blow, I generally go below to seek the seclusion that a cabin grants.
So do his servants and his cousins and his aunts. So do his servants and his cousins and his aunts.
And so do his servants and his cousins and his aunts. His servants and his cousins, and he reckons all by dozens and his aunts.
I have explosive diarrhea! I should have emptied myself before coming out. Damn! Now I've muddled a perfectly grand entrance. Hold on one moment, everyone. Wait. Oh, good. It's past. My dear family and friends. Gosh, it's certainly marvelous to be back at the old Doobie.
Doobie? It's his clever contraction for Doomston Abbey.
Oh, when does his ship sail again?
I trust that you had a fortuitous journey, my lord.
Aces all the way, Gibson, aces all the way. You're looking well. Still shouting at everyone from the top of your lungs?
One must run a tight ship, as you know, Lord Admiral.
As you should. Cousin Larry!
Bertram?
What's a good word these days?
9 letters. A ship's dessert.
Fairy cake.
That's a perfect fit.
Chalk one up for old Bertie.
I suppose you don't remember me.
My dear, you're looking more beautiful than ever. I always said, give it some time and you'd grow into your own ravishing skin.
Thank you, dear Admiral.
You're more than welcome. And it's good to see you too, Grandmama.
Pleasure. Enough of all the small talk. Tell us of your travels.
Very well, gather round. But what I'm about to impart may horrify and shock you. It did me. The history of Doomston Abbey reaches back to days of early civilization. As you all know, the current Doomston coat of arms bears among its emblems a fawn with berries, signifying the family name, and a phoenix. This phoenix has represented the House of Doomston since its earliest days, some 4,000 years ago.
How fascinating. Do hurry and get me some sherry before I die of boredom.
I took it upon myself to launch an expedition to discover the origins of that house. And after many weeks of insufferable cheat, disease, cannibalism, and ferocious beasts, I found it. Tomastis El Kusar, or Doomston Palace.
You found the original house of Doomston.
Oh no, the house is long gone. You see, for the past 4 millennia, the house, for reasons political or economical, moved from location to location, assuming an evolution of names. First, Dumastis El Kusar, then Dumatra, then El Dumo, then Dumkovic, then King Hohai! Don't know how that happened. Then de Maison de Dumatra, and finally Doomston, here in jolly old England. and with the house move the fortunes linked with it. An insurmountable amount of wealth that sustains us to this day.
Uncle Bertie, this is all rather common knowledge. The Thornbury riches are legendary.
Ah, yes, there's the rub. Notice again our coat of arms. Here's the phoenix, Dumastis el Kusar, and here's the family crest. As I was exploring the site of Dumastis el Kusar, I came across a cornerstone of the house, bearing a coat of arms with only the phoenix.
Well, where's the thorn with berries?
It isn't here.
And where is it?
On the deceased. The ancient coat of arms did not combine the symbols as we do today. The house symbol stayed with the house, and the family emblem stayed with the family, even in death.
You mean?
Yes. The family emblem was mummified with the owner of the house. Well played. Thank you, Stephen.
Well, without a body, we can only assume the Thornburys have been the owners of the Doomston Palace since day one.
We'll see.
How will we see?
I found the original Doomston mummy. Even better, Cracker! In the Egyptian village of Dumastis el Kusar, I met with, for lack of a better phrase, a tomb poacher who provided me with irrefutable proof of the whereabouts of the original Doomston mummy, and on that Doomston mummy, the original family emblem.
Have you seen the mummy?
No, but I will. All of us will. I've arranged for a small king's ransom to have the mummy delivered here, which should arrive any day now.
But surely there's no doubt that the mummy shall bear the emblem of Thornbury.
Hard to tell. My travels next took me to El Muñecar, a Moorish stronghold on the coast of Spain, where during the Spanish Inquisition of the late 15th century, there was a power struggle for the house. Whose hands it ended up in, we're not sure.
So you're saying that the house and its fortunes may or may not belong to the Thornberrys?
You're absolutely right, Grandmama. Only the mummy knows for sure.
That's my inheritance he's talking about. This is preposterous.
But I had yet to make my greatest discovery.
Good God, he's not done. He would have saved more time had he recited Great Expectations.
What discovery?
The discovery I made when I then sailed to New York City. And here she is.
Hi, everyone. Jeez, what a dump.
My dear family and friends, it is my great privilege to introduce you to Zelda, the future Mrs. Thornberry.
What? You're seriously not going to marry her?
Why not? After all, she's carrying my baby. Darling.
Oh, here you go.
My baby. Yes, it is my joy to announce that Zelda is with child. In fact, she's with two of them, standing right over there. And it was there in New York City that I impregnated her. With fanciful tales of mother country England. She was immediately taken with me and joined me on the trip back home, where there was much intercourse.
And by intercourse, you mean you held many delightful conversations.
Oh, yes, we had much to talk about. Which usually occurred after the intercourse. Of all my journeys, the one conquest that has eluded me all my life has been the conquest of love itself. And now that I've found it in this amply endowed American woman, we stand before you to openly declare our love for one another, where we plan to marry and start a family.
Well, is this how British people show their happiness?
They're overcome with joy.
Well, of course I will miss home.
What, New York City?
Well, that's where I lived, but that's not where I'm from.
Where are you from?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. Hit it, sweetie. Trendy travelers tend to talk of London, Paris, Rome, New York, like only they were stylish and unique. But out in the Midwest is the city I love the best. A town so smart, its spelling starts with C-H-I-C. Chic!
White Sox and the Cubs and other sporting clubs make a living there, a pretty nifty play. Smack on the lake, this is a rare port. Someday they'll say, we'll have an airport. When they say, hey, I'm from Shore, they mean Chicago, Illinois. Illinois!
Did the nurse ever happen to drop you on your head when you were a baby?
Oh no, we couldn't afford a nurse. My mother had to do it.
Announcing Mr. Tanzir.
Good day to you all. I'm Mr. Tanzir from the Tigris-Euphrates Basin.
Ah, the moment we've all been waiting for. Mr. Tanzir, Thornberry. Bertram Thornberry.
Mr. Thornberry, many blessings on your head. I am here as an envoy representing Mr. Jafari Hakim.
Ah, yes, the man with whom I negotiated the tomb of Dumastus. What news have you?
I have traveled many long miles to be here. By pontoon, by camel, by goat, and then by foot.
What about by train?
What? There was a train?
Yes, from Cairo all the way to London.
Oh, I couldn't have been here weeks ago. You can't be kidding me. I feel like such an idiot.
But you're here now.
I am. And with me, I have brought this.
Very nice. Did you get it at Eric's?
Oh, for God's sake.
What, are you going to show us the exotic knickers?
The other one. Now I really look like an idiot. All right, well, let's try this again. Music, are we ready? And with me, I have brought this. Behold, the tomb of Dumastes.
Wow, that looks just like that Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun, honey.
And inside it lies the secret to the Doomston fortune.
Without a doubt, that tomb holds the mummified remains of the very first inhabitant of El Dumastus, and somewhere on that mummy is the emblem of the family that truly holds the Doomston fortune.
Oh, Henry, isn't it frightfully romantic?
Hardly.
No, I didn't think so.
Is everybody ready?
I saw this Clara Bow movie once where they were about to go into a pharaoh's crypt, but before they did that, they had to sacrifice a virgin to the gods.
Are you volunteering?
Yeah, maybe a few years ago, sweetie.
Well, here goes nothing. On the count of 3. 1, 2...
Wait!
Yes?
Before we proceed, there's one small matter that needs to be settled.
What's that?
25,000 pounds.
What? I've already paid 10 times that amount to Mr. Hakim.
I'm sorry if Mr. Hakim did not disclose our cash-on-delivery policy, but it will cost you an extra 25,000 pounds if we proceed with the opening.
A poppycock.
Okay. No money, no money. Have a nice day.
Stop! I've already come this far. There's no turning back now. It's a deal.
Thank you. Small bills, please.
Mummy first, then money.
Agreed. Are you ready?
I'm ready. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's empty.
Behold, the mummy of what?
How can it be empty? I paid good money for a grade A mummy.
This is not possible. I know what it is.
What is it?
This house is under the curse of the Dumastis mummy. Everybody run for your lives.
I'm so scared of you.
Come, Zelda. While we flee, I'll show you the family jewels.
That sounds nice.
Mr. Gibson, I've held up my end of the bargain. Now I suggest you hold up yours.
Let's not rush into things now.
What's going on here?
Well, Mr. Carrington, this woman would like to speak with Lord Thornbury.
Oh, would she? I suppose you'd like to meet with King George after that.
But Mr. Carrington, you see...
And while we're at it, why don't we invite the Archbishop of Canterbury?
You impertinent prat!
Oh, of course, I shall have to announce you. Your name, please.
Mrs. Philomena Haggett Thornberry.
Thornberry? Isn't that a coincidence?
It's no coincidence. Lord Thornberry is my husband.
He's... Gibson, would you fetch us some tea, please?
Straight away, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. You said Lord Thornberry's your husband.
And I his wife.
Balderdash.
Observe. Notice of marriage signed July the 25th of last year, also bearing the signatures of myself and Lord Bertram Thornberry.
That's his signature, all right.
We met the day before he embarked on his expedition. We married that evening.
Glad you didn't rush into things.
I have stayed awake day and night waiting for his return, and now that he's back, I intend to set up residence in this house, but not before consummating our union.
There's an image that will never fade from my memory.
Tea, Lady Thornberry?
Must you call her that, Gibson?
Yes, everyone shall call me that, for it is the new protocol. And once I'm set up as head of this household, you and your insufferable family will be out onto the street.
But you will still need an experienced butler.
I'd just as soon hire an orangutan.
A capital idea. He can change his name from Gibson to Gibbon.
Mrs. Haggett, Lady Thornberry, would you mind having a seat here? I'd like to have a word with my mother.
Very well, make it quick.
Mother, we must get rid of that woman.
Who is she?
Weren't you listening to any of that?
No, should I have been?
She's Uncle Bert's wife.
Oh, that's nice.
No, it isn't. Oh, at first I was thrilled knowing that Bert wouldn't be marrying that American trollop, as that one over there is clearly unfit to produce an heir. But now I'm filled with the horror that all of us shall be cast from Doomston Abbey forever.
Perhaps if we ask her to leave and she obliges, it would certainly be the most British thing to do.
Mother, the only way she'd leave is if the hounds of hell dragged her out of the house and back into the underworld from which she came. I'll try to reason with her. My dear Lady Thornberry, my mother and I would be most delighted to have you become an integral member of our happy household. But what you don't know is that the Lord Thornberry is not at all well. Oh, physically he's as fit as a fiddle, but sadly his mental capacity is such that he would drive you mad within a fortnight. But I am prepared to spare you this anguish. I am certain a considerable sum of money will convince you to reconsider your vows and kindly banish yourself from this household. What say you? I am sure this all comes as a big concern for you, but I am sure that I will make it well worthwhile for you. Lady Thornberry, what is your answer? Lady Thornberry? Mrs. Haggett. Oh God, she's dead!
Well, what did she say?
Nothing, she's dead!
Well, then I wouldn't expect an answer from her soon.
Well, we've just robbed Peter to pay Paul. Sure, we've gotten rid of this scourge, but now we have a dead woman on our hands, and I'm afraid the scandal will ruin us.
Oh, the children are coming.
Bloody hell. Pretend like everything's normal.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling
Children,
down.
can't you play quieter?
I know. Let's play hide and seek. Uncle Henry, would you like to play hide and seek?
Oh, not now, Samuel. You run along.
Ma'am, would you like to play? Ma'am.
I'll tell you what. You count, and maybe she'll join in.
Start counting. I'm hiding. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready or not, here I come.
Oh, that was close.
I Announcing the Lady Lenora Wilson.
Blast!
Oh, darling, there you are. I've been searching high and low for you.
Well, I've been here the whole time, catching up with an old friend.
Yes, I can see you're very close. Is there something I should know?
Only that she's dead.
Dead?
Dead, tired. She's arrived from Cambridge just earlier this morning and is completely spent.
Sorry to interrupt.
Any more?
I'm afraid so. What is it, Mrs. Mackenzie?
Oh, nothing. I was just wondering if anyone needed anything.
No, I'm perfectly happy.
And why wouldn't you be perfectly happy? Oh, there it is. Excuse me. Now you just go back to what she was doing.
Gibson, quick, help me with her.
All right. Here, give me it. Here, I got it.
Gibson!
Oh, sir! Wait. Oh, no, hold on. Here we go. There you are. All right.
Gibson!
Yes, Lord Thornbury.
Have you seen my love, Zelda? I was just about to whip out the old family jewels when she scarpered off like a jackrabbit.
I believe she went to the ballroom, my lord.
Capital. I say, who's over there? Henry? What the devil are you doing lying there on the couch?
I'm just taking a breather from all of today's shocking news.
I can't blame you there, but it is quite an adventure, isn't it? Carry on. Oh, and by the way, nice legs.
Well, hopefully that's the last of that.
All right.
Well,
What do you suppose she died of?
Oh, good God knows. Perhaps her tea was off. Oh, that's not right. Mother, you're an expert in gardening. What do you make of this?
It's poison.
Oh. Smell the other cups. Mine's fine.
So is mine.
The tea is dreadful, but then again, it always is.
Good Lord! She's been poisoned! Wait a minute. Mother, this is your cup.
Oh, it is. I didn't even notice. I always insist on my cup.
Philomena grabbed your cup and drank from it. That means whoever killed Philomena Haggard was actually trying to kill you.
I couldn't imagine anyone wanting to kill me.
I beg to differ, Mum. There are a host of people waiting in line for the opportunity to do you in.
Should we call the police?
No, that's publicity we don't need. Wait a minute. I've got it. Mother, get in that tomb.
What?
The killer always returns to the scene of the crime. Now, what if the perpetrator thought that he or she had actually succeeded in finishing you off? Naturally, that person would want to come back to follow up on the task. Now, this sarcophagus will become your makeshift coffin. I shall announce your death while you lie in there on guard. Then the killer shall come back to check on you, and Bob's your uncle will catch that murderous cad red-handed.
Sounds like an airtight plan to me.
Mother, can you play dead?
Darling, the Carringtons have been expertly playing dead for ages. Once my Aunt Camille played dead so well, she was buried alive for 3 years. And when they exhumed the grave and opened the coffin, she instantly sat up and requested an entree of beef Wellington.
Oh, brilliant. Get down.
Oh.
Gibson, help me hide the body.
Right. What? There we go. Oops. Oh, got it.
Samuel, where are you? Come out, wherever you are. Very well. I give up. You win. Oh, where is he? Boo! You startled me. Where were you hiding? Behind the tube. Do you want to go in? I'd rather not. Do you think it's dark in there? Very. Tell tell you what, I'll go in there with you. There's plenty of room, and we won't close the lid all the way.
All right, as long as you're with me.
All right then, let's go.
There you are. You're about 15 minutes too late.
Where the hell have you been? You blew the entire job!
Sorry about that, mate. I was getting claustrophobic in that sarcophagus, so I went out for a smoke.
The mummy needed a smoke. Well, your cigarette cost me 25 G's.
Easy for you to say, you're not wearing all this. First of all, I can't see a damn thing. And everyone sounds like a bloody Welshman to this, guys.
You have it tough. When's the last time somebody tried to show you his family jewels?
If we would have just stuck to the plan, everything would have been perfect.
Jimmy, I told you back in New York when I met Thornberry at the club that we just should have pinched his wallet and called it a day.
Why take the candy when you could have the whole store? Plus, him opening up to you about this whole mummy thing was practically an invitation for us to come here and rob the whole family blind.
And now you got me engaged to the old crackpot who can't wait to drop his breeches.
I told you to flirt with him, not have him undress you with his monocle.
And another thing, you look ridiculous in that stupid beanie.
That really hurt. And it's not a beanie, it's a fez.
And where did you pick up this galoot?
Hey, I highly resent that comment, whatever it means. All I was doing was minding my own business, picking through rubbish for edible scraps at the train station, when the mister over here approaches me and offers, in his words, a quick buck. Mind you, had I known I was to spend my time coming back to the very place I was trying so hard to get away from, dressed as an utter duffer, I would have kindly said, no thank you.
Well, you're in this now, and as long as I'm the boss of this operation... Quiet, quiet! They're coming back!
What do we do?
I'll fix this. Just leave everything up to me. You, Mummy, get back in the tomb. Zelda, listen to me.
Yeah. Oi! What are you doing in there?
I'm dead.
There's somebody already in there.
What?
There's a dead person in me tomb.
Well, tell him to get out.
Yeah. Oh, you!
Dear heavens, I had fewer interruptions when I was alive.
Get out of me sarcophagus.
I'm afraid that's quite impossible. You'll have to find your own.
Sorry, no room at the tomb. I've got a dash, but I've got a plan. Just keep talking about the curse and follow my lead.
What? Well, at least one of us knows what he's doing.
Oh, come on. Yes. It happened right here. Samuel and I were playing when the boogeyman came out behind us and gave us quite a fright.
Children, there's no such thing as a bogeyman. What you saw was a mummy. A soulless, evil, man-crushing mummy.
Brigadier General Bertram Thornberry reporting for duty.
What's all this then?
My boy, we're at war with this curse. I am prepared for battle.
Nigel, desperate times call for desperate measures. I want you to make me a naughty woman.
I think I can help.
Oh, thank you.
If you think you can turn Miss Fairy Cake into a real woman, I will personally cook you a meal fit for a king.
That sounds simply divine, but I've got something else in mind.
May I have everyone's attention, please?
Out with it, Tamsier. What's all this about a curse?
Huh? Oh, yes, indeedy. I have consulted with the Book of Pharaohs, and we have disrupted the mummy from his eternal sleep.
How so?
You have disrupted him by removing him from his native soil.
Stuff and nonsense.
Quiet! You have angered the Pharaoh gods. The curse lies heavy on the house of the Domesday.
It's him! It's the mummy! Make it stop! Make it stop!
Only I have the power to end this wicked curse. Only I know the incantation that will restore peace in the house of the Domesday.
Then do it, good man, do it!
It doesn't come free.
Oh, how much now?
50,000 pounds.
Absolutely not.
God, what a show! We'll do this again at midnight.
How about now? I can do it now.
Sorry, I'll have to withdraw cash from the bank.
My rate's double after 6 p.m.
Spiffy, tonight you'll have your 100,000 pounds. We'll finally settle the Doomsday Mystery, and I'll be a married man.
Huh?
Well, I can't think of a better time.
Mr. Tamsir, surely you wouldn't approve of a marriage at a time like this.
Oh, no, it's fine. Congratulations. That's for the crack about my hat. And remember, do not upset the Pharaoh gods, or you will all end up looking like this.
What's this? Is Edna dead?
Yes! Sid, shut up and don't move. I was hoping for a better time to tell you all this, but I'm afraid I have no choice. The Dowager Countess has been poisoned.
Poisoned?
A nice dilemma we have here that calls for all our wit, for all our wit.
And at this stage, it don't appear that we will settle it.
I've lost the baby once again. Oh, why does it keep eluding me? It seems my pure coquettish ways will void me matrimonially.
A nice dilemma.
Extremely dangerous. I just thought I'd share that with you all.
I'm sure you are all as horrified and deeply saddened as I am by the violent passing of my mother. No matter. I have taken myself to task in finding the murderer and have drawn up a few names I thought merit suspicion. As someday it may happen that a culprit must be found, I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground and who never would be missed. No, never would be missed. There's the butler with the shifty eyes and condescending stare, the dingy wheezing stable boy who smells of derriere, the homely little sister with her face to stop a clock, the mummy we'd prefer that he go back under his rock, and the nanny who forgets that little babies here exist. I've got her on the list. I've got her on the list.
He's got them on the list. He's got them on the list. And may none of them be missed. May none of them be missed.
There's the children never learning to be seen instead of heard. I've got them on the list. I've got them on the list. And the quizzing cousin curiously quipping about his words. I've got him on the list. Oh yes, he's on the list. Let's remember Bertram Thornbury, the lord whose office nut, the fez-attired huckster from the days of old King Tut, the chaste and wholesome fiancée who bores us all to tears, our flapper from America and all her Yankee peers. Oh yes, and there's the pianist who thinks that he's front list. I've got him on the list. I've got him on the list.
He's got him on the list. He's got him on the list. And may none of them be missed. May none of them be missed.
There's the dear departed dowager, now practically a saint, who surely will be missed, who surely will be missed, and is gravely low on oxygen. I hope she does not faint, and yet she will be missed. Oh dear, how she'll be missed. All the same, she's getting rather tired of flying in this print. She yearns for clever banter and the tea that's to be sipped. No longer will I tolerate the life of a recluse. I'll pop the lid wide open and expose my little ruse.
You do, and you'll be subject to a life of cruel abuse. I'll put you on the list. I'll put her on the list.
He's got her on the list, for she really makes him pissed. And I'm sure she'll not be missed. I'm sure she'll not be missed.
Rather tricky one, I'm afraid. The editor of the puzzle, this Rowan Ellison, really has me stumped. Listen to this. 7 letters, an English Renaissance.
7 letters, eh? Now try this. The English word for renaissance is rebirth.
Spot on.
Well, I'm back. And I've got scads of cash just bulging from my trousers. What time is it?
Half an hour before midnight, my lord.
The witching hour is near.
You out bagging squirrels or something?
I'm trying on different outfit for tonight. How do I look?
Absurd.
Gibson, I want you to be my best man.
I would be honored, my lord.
Now let's go out and enjoy our bachelorhood one more time by sowing some last-minute wild oats. Come along.
Lord help us all.
Hello, Mother.
Oh, Henry, did you find out who tried to kill me?
No. Have you heard anything?
I keep falling asleep. It's rather comfy in this room. I think I shall have it moved up to my bedroom when this is all over with.
Never mind that. We've got bigger troubles. I've got to stop Uncle Bud from marrying that American flapper before my inheritance dwindles to a few measly pence.
You still have your fiancée, Lenora.
Oh, I guess that's one good thing to come out of this whole sordid affair. I almost completely forgot about that mousy goody little two shoes.
It wouldn't hurt if you tried to like her more.
Well, every time I try, she smothers me with her sickly sweetness. Wait a minute. I've just thought of something. I have an idea on how to tame Uncle Bert.
What?
You lie down and see if you can find anything out.
Oh, kisses!
Get down. simpler if you just told us everything you saw.
Crossword.
Oh, God forbid.
All right, let's try it again.
The gnome in Rome stays lonely in the home.
No. Like this. The gnome in Rome stays lonely in the home.
The gnome in Rome.
No, it's too proper. My eyes, how am I ever going to make this work? I've got an idea. I want you to slap me.
I'll slap you? But I've never hit anyone in my life.
It's just your problem. You got to get angry. Show some backbone. Go on. Try it again later. Run along.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Are you ready to admit defeat?
Not on your life. Just need to rework my strategy a bit.
By the way, your color is much better.
I'm feeling a bit rosier, thanks. Still looking for that madman on the loose.
Yes, and I'm rather excited to see if he turns up in the house. Who is it?
Louis Armstrong. Got a tune for the night?
Sorry, we're all booked up. Try the pyramid down the street.
You know, you can't stay in there forever.
Most people in this predicament do.
Homeless again.
Percy!
Percival, if you don't mind.
Put her there. Boy, you really got me out of a fix earlier today.
Sudden flash of inspiration, I suppose.
From here on out, it's going to be smooth sailing. Around midnight, we'll all come back together. I'll give them some more baloney about the pharaoh gods. Then you're going to come in, make a huge scene. End of the world stuff. Suddenly, I'll say some mumbo-jumbo that will lift the curse, and quietly, you will get back into the sarcophagus.
Oh, yeah, get back in the sarcophagus. Yeah. It might prove to be a bit of a problem, seeing as there's somebody already in there.
I'm not listening.
What about the coat of arms?
Huh?
The coat of arms. It's the whole reason old Thornberry ordered a mummy. He wants to see if the emblem on the mummy matches the one on the family shield.
Oh, yeah, that.
I know. I'll come on carrying a scroll containing the emblem. They'll see it's a match, jump for joy, gladly give us the money, then we're out of here scot-free.
Attaboy, I knew you had it in you. You're a real crook.
Yeah, a real crook.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, what's gotten into you?
Nothing that a midnight wedding can't fix thanks to you, you big brute.
Go on with you.
Oh dear, what's the matter, sweet pea? You're rolled down in the mouth.
Oh, it's the same old thing.
You should be delighted to be marrying into the Thornbury fortune. Oh, the things I wouldn't do with that kind of money.
Well, money ain't everything.
Speak for yourself. To be a queen. Oh, I can see it now.
Then one of us will be a queen and sit on a golden throne, with a crown instead of a hat on a head and diamonds all around, with a beautiful robe of golden green I've always understood. I wonder whether she'd wear a feather. I rather think she should.
Oh, 'tis glorious thing I win to be a regular royal queen. No huff and huff affair, I mean no huff and huff affair. On a right down regular royal queen. She'll drive about in a carriage and pair with the king on the left-hand side, and a milk white horse as a matter of course whenever she wants to ride, with beautiful silver shoes to wear upon her dainty feet, with endless stocks of beautiful frocks, and as much as she wants to eat. Oh, 'tis glorious thing I win to be a regular royal queen. No huff and huff affair, I mean no huff and huff affair. On a right down regular royal queen.
Whenever she condescends to what we she'll shine at that, with a heart to stir and a nose in the air like a well-born aristocrat. At elegant high society talk, she'll bear away the bow, with her howdy-do, and how are you, and I trust I see you well.
Oh, 'tis glorious thing I win to be a regular royal queen. No huff and huff affair, I mean no huff and half a fair. On a right down regular royal queen.
And noble lords will scrape and bow and double themselves in two, and open their eyes with bright surprise at whatever she likes to do. And everybody will roundly vow she's fair as flowers in May, and say how clever at whatsoever she condescends to say.
Oh, 'tis glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. Oh, half and half a fair, I mean no half and half a fair. On a right down regular royal queen. Oh, 'tis a glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. A right down regular royal queen.
When life gives you trouble, you give it trouble back.
Good advice, thank you.
15 letters. No, 15 across, 7 letters. The rooster's accent. Rooster's accent. Ah, Cockney. Take that, Mr. Rowan Ellison.
Gibson, I'm a genius.
Oh, here comes another harebrained scheme.
It slipped my mind that we still have Philomena Haggett's notice of marriage to Thornbury. She's still married to him.
No, she's not. She's dead.
Yes, but the old codger doesn't know that.
Now what are you going to do? Bring her back to life?
No, someone else is going to assume her identity and confront him.
And who do you think you're going to get to do that? You're out of your mind.
All you have to do is pretend you're Philomena Haggett. Tell him he's married to you, show him the certificate, and you're off. Easy peasy.
No!
As your master, I order you to put on a dress.
I only take orders from Lord Thornbury. Good day.
Wait! I'll double your salary and give you a larger room.
I'll take your room with all the furnishings.
Damn your hide. Fine, it's a deal. The dress is in my room.
Now my room.
No, just go change and stop that maniac from marrying our fortune away.
I'm going. Stop yelling at me. Certainly no way to talk to a lady.
I almost got it. Keep going. Come on.
Oh, children!
I got it.
This infernal noise! Give me that toy. You'll get it back when you learn to behave.
What do we do now?
Want to go for a ride?
Indubitably.
Here we go. Come on! Choo-choo! Choo-choo!
It has been far too long without a spot of tea. I shan't be gone long. Oh, look! A baby! It'll be nice to have some company in there.
She's just not getting the hang of it.
I'm getting close, though, aren't I?
In Hertford, Hereford and Hampshire.
In Hertford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
A-E-I-O-U.
A-E-I...
No. Oh, I'll just spit all over you.
Spit?
Here, hold on. Oh, bugger, no, I just got horse dung all over your face.
What?
Sorry.
You bleeding git! Why don't you get to blooming head out your ass and watch what you're doing? The gnome in Rome stays lonely in the O.
I think she's got it.
I think she's got it. The gnome in Rome stays lonely in the O. By George, she's got it.
Oh, no, stop it. There's no time for singing. You need to get your man.
Right, you did it, mate. Time to get what's mine. Good show.
matter of a bet that needs to be settled.
What is your bidding, my liege?
Here,
What's this?
you need to wear that
Now?
later.
Well, as it just so happens, I have something for you to put on as well. Wait right here.
All right, where is it?
Where's what?
My fez!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You took it.
Funny you should notice. You were too busy mirroring me off to everyone.
Oh, cut it out. You love the attention and you know it.
I sure do. In fact, I plan to marry every man in this house.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, wouldn't I?
I'm doomed to be alone forever. In a room stays lonely in the hall. The early bird gets the worm.
Listen, you, I've got to occupy this crypt at midnight, and if you're not out of there by then, I'll put you out of my own hands.
Oh, well, do learn how to dress yourself. This isn't a nursery.
Chug, chug.
Ugh.
Choo-choo. Chug, 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 chug. Choo-choo. Goodness, that was fun. Wasn't it? I say, what do you suppose is in there? Should we look inside? That would be very bad of us. Let's do it. What are these? I don't know. The mummy! He's going to eat us!
No. Don't be afraid. Look, I'm a regular bloke like you.
The rest of you still looks like a mummy.
Yes, but mummies cannot sing.
They can't?
No, listen. A magnet hung in a hardware shop, and all around was a loving crop of scissors and needles, nails and knives, offering love for all their lives. But for iron the magnet felt no whim, though he charmed iron, it charmed not him. From needles and nails and knives he turned, for he set his love on a silver churn.
A silver churn.
A silver churn. His most aesthetic, very magnetic fancy took this turn. If I can wheedle a knife or a needle, why not the silver churn?
His aesthetic, very magnetic fancy took his turn. If I can needle a knife or a needle, why not a silver churn?
Then iron and steel expressed surprise. The needles opened their well-drilled eyes. The penknives felt shut up, no doubt. The scissors declared themselves cut out. The kettles they boiled with rage, 'tis said, while every nail went off its head. And hither and thither they began to roam, till a hammer came up and drove them home.
It drove them home.
It drove them home. This most aesthetic, very magnetic fancy took this turn. If I can wheedle a knife or a needle, why not the silver churn?
Well, this magnetic, very pathetic love we live to earn.
By no endeavor can magnet ever attract a silver churn. Now that I have proven my mortality, my name is Percival.
I'm Samuel. And I'm Isabel. Where do you come from?
Oh, that is a rather complicated story. More importantly,
What are you two doing rummaging through property that is not your own?
We were bored and curious.
Not a justification for trespassing. Trespassing is as bad as stealing, and stealing is a very wrong thing for anyone to do. Let's just forget this whole episode happened. Run along, children, run along.
Yes, Mr. Principal.
What have we got here?
I encourage you to scour the entire house until we find him.
But how are we supposed to catch a raving lunatic if we don't even know what he looks like?
The minute we see him, we'll know who he is. And remember, he is extremely dangerous.
Don't worry, Lady Edwina. We'll catch on, man.
Hey, there you are. Did you open your gift yet?
No, not yet, dear Nigel. It just doesn't seem right accepting a gift without giving you one. I also bought you something, and I want you to try it on.
Now?
Yes, I'm very excited to see you in it. I know you can change in that closet.
It's highly unconventional.
Oh, where's your sense of fun?
Where's the outfit?
You disrobe, and I'll bring it to you.
You cheeky thing, you.
Uncle Bertie, what are you doing?
When I was in New York City, I had the pleasure of being in the company of Harry Houdini, who taught me how to escape from a straitjacket. I thought I'd try the trick on Zelda during our vows.
Good luck with that.
Oh, you're a right strong lad, ain't you?
Who, me?
Oh, it's right, you voluptuous animal.
I guess you can't be faulted for your tastes.
How's about you and I find a private room for a little hanky-panky?
That's the best proposition I've heard, old Lenora?
Oh, you like what you see?
Yes. Yes. But no, have you lost your senses?
Oh, that's not all I'm going to lose before this night's over. Come here and let me ravage you.
Oh, for the love of... Get away!
Nigel, I'm back.
I'm naked. Where's my outfit?
Give me your clothes first.
Why?
So I can get rid of those dirty old togs of yours.
All right.
Thank you.
And now where's the outfit?
Why don't you ask Lenora to get him for you?
What? Hello? Hello? Oh, shy.
This thing's a bit trickier than I thought. Yes? Oh, hello.
It has been 8 months since we parted ways.
Excuse me, have we met?
You mean to say that you don't recognize your own wife?
Wife?
We met on the eve of your departure from England. You wooed me, you declared your love for me, and then you married me.
I did?
Look!
Good heavens! It's all coming back to me now.
And now I hear that you are engaged to wed some American floozy.
Well, clearly I can't do that now.
Oh, you certainly cannot. And furthermore, I shall not live under the same roof as a man who has brought such shame to my reputation as a lady. We shall be married in name alone, and with that, I bid you adieu forever.
Wait! The day before my voyage was one filled with anxiety, excitement, and no less than 7 quarts of rum punch. When I see you, I know why I fell in love with you in the first place. Would you know the kind of maid sets my heart aflame? Eyes that be downcast and staid, cheeks that flush for shame. She may neither dance or sing, but demure in every that's the kind of maid sets my heart aflame. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, oh, I die for shame. Please you, that's the kind of maid sets my heart aflame. When a maid is bold and gay, with a tungle's clangor, flaunting it in brave array, maiden may go hanger. Sunflower name and hollyhock, never set my garden stock. Find not blushing rose of May, with pouting lips, with parting lips, that seem to say, oh, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, oh, I die for shame. Please you, that's the kind of maid that sets my heart aflame. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, oh, I die for shame. Please you, that's the kind of maid sets my heart aflame. Let me reclaim my love for you. No! Piss off!
Well, 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 what have we here?
What is this? What's going on here?
Judging by his attire and testy nature, I'd say we have our man.
I am the lord of this estate.
Right, and I'm the Prince of Wales.
Come on!
Oh! Oi, get back here!
Ah, you must be here for my funeral. How lovely. Oh, and please don't quote Leviticus. It seems that every time I go to a funeral, some vicar is quoting Leviticus. So cliché.
Vicar, thank God you're here. That woman is possessed by demons with immoral thoughts.
Oh, just give me a squeeze of those round, delectable bum cheeks, you manly piece of pork sausage, you.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I am strangely aroused. Oh, no, but this is neither the time nor the place.
The time is now, and the place is in your trousers.
Oh, hell! Hey, you! Have you seen a woman who might resemble a nurse? There you are! What did you go and leave me in there for?
You weasel!
Suppose this is your way of welching on our bet?
I would never do that. Some of us have class. Here! And don't ever talk to me again!
Nigel, a word.
What?
6 letters. One with raven hair.
Sorry. The only raven I know is a raven loony.
Fair enough. Now, kindly get your man-jigglies out of my face and run along.
You haven't seen a baby lying around here by chance. I seem to have misplaced it again.
Get out now, or I'll give you a reason to be in there.
The baby is sleeping. On second thought here, I think it needs changing.
I have no idea how women even walk in these things.
Darling!
Nice chatting with you. Keep your promise.
I did it! Pop over me!
Your lordship, the mummy has taken the baby!
Of course the mummy has taken the baby. A baby belongs with its mummy.
There it is! Get
it's midnight. If you don't give me back my fez by the count of 3, I'm gonna give you
I'm sorry, darling. You're right. I've been acting silly. Here's your hat.
What?
Here's your hat.
Thank you.
Oops.
When this is all over with, This ceremony is about to begin.
You know you have sticky toffee pudding dripping
And not a peep from anyone. All of this chaos is the result of the Doomsday curse. It is now time to lift that curse and solve the mystery of the Doomsday fortune. La Maharaka, Kantala Miktu.
He's not really a mummy. I know that.
Shh, the baby!
Bala bala! Uchala guba. Wait, you are forgetting?
Here it is, 100,000 British pounds.
Thank you. And on these scrolls, you will find the rightful owner of the Doomsday fortune.
Here goes nothing. Very interesting. You've done well, Mr. Tamsier.
Of course.
Or should I call you James Wheeler of Albany, New York?
What?
Perhaps I should congratulate Zelda Delaney of Danville, Illinois.
Hey, that's me!
It's all right here on these passports.
Where did you find those?
They were retrieved from Mr. Wheeler's traveling chest. He and Miss Zelda came to rob the family blind, and I simply could not allow that to happen.
It was her idea. No, it was my idea. Aw, sweetie, I can't stay mad at you.
We'll deal with you later.
Well, that's all very well and good, but I'd like to have my baby back.
Percival?
Angelina?
They told me you died in the war. It's me long-lost husband.
I was taken prisoner in Bulgaria for 2 years and listed as missing in action. When I returned, you had moved with no forwarding address, so I became a wandering lost soul until I was picked up for vagrancy and brought to Doomsday Asylum, where I languished until I escaped and eventually ran into these 2 Americans who convinced me to pull up this caper and come back here with you. What a small world!
I see. Have you started the party without me?
She's alive!
Well, of course I'm alive. I'm quite through. You may have it now. Oh, and I don't recommend dying. It is most tedious. Is it possible to have a spot of tea?
Oblige the Countess tea.
Yeah, tea for everyone.
Are you Gibson's sister?
No, milady, I'm afraid it's me, Gibson.
Well, thank goodness. I don't like your sister.
Nigel, is that you?
Hello, Mrs. Mackenzie. Do any of you know the whereabouts of Lady Edwina?
Did someone call?
Edwina! Oh, beautiful! Did you read the note that came with that dress?
I always knew there was an outer beauty to match the inner beauty. Yours in love, Nigel.
Well, as long as everyone's coming clean, I suppose I should explain myself.
Oh, you're not going back to that person. Not after the one I see before me has my heart racing with excitement. I never knew you had it in you.
I'm afraid my more hoity-toity upbringing stifled my more wanton side. But now I'm ready to let it all hang out, if you know what I mean. How about a cup of tea, me old mate?
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is Mother's cup. We're very particular about our cups.
Oh, sorry about that. Thought it was yours.
Well, Uncle Bert, it looks like without a proper mummy, our meager fortune will remain right where it is.
Yes, shame too. That mummy I procured from Mr. Hakim will be worth 10 times the value I paid. Are we sure we didn't receive a delivery in the last few days? Something large or small, in a crate, or even wrapped in a cloth?
Who's a good little baby? Who's a good little baby? She's awful quiet, isn't she?
Mrs. Mackenzie, whose baby is that?
Oh, I don't know. I found it in the receiving area. Don't ask any questions, that's my motto. What?
Has the baby made any noise since you retrieved it?
No, not a squeak. In fact, it doesn't eat, sleep, coo, or... I'm holding a baby mummy, aren't I?
Yes, Mrs. Mackenzie, you are.
Give that to me. This is it. The mummy of Damascus el-Kusar. Let's see here. And the family emblem is a green leaf. It's not us.
No. Without someone to claim the emblem, the fortune remains with us.
This is really getting boring. I know.
Children, how many times do I have to... Here is the cup and bowl I took from you earlier today. If you just... Oh, my word.
What?
There's a green leaf emblem on this toy matching the one in the little mummy.
Impossible. Let me see that. A perfect match. Children, do you know what this means?
We're bloody richer than all of you?
Yes! Where did you get this toy?
From me, my lord.
What?
I'm their mother.
Then that means that...
Children, say hello to your father.
My children...
Who sired them the night before he went to war? Daddy!
Oh, my God, Samuel, look at
The twins were still infants when I was hired at the Abbey. They lived with an auntie until I forged a document claiming them as wards from another estate, which allowed me to move them here. It's been my secret I kept until now.
Wait a minute. I know this toy. It's been in me family for generations.
Well, old chap, it looks like you're now the new Lord and Master of Doomston Abbey.
Oh, my God.
Excuse me! You don't know how pleased as punch I am to see all of you fawning over one another, but I'm on the verge of solving this blasted puzzle.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see now. Fairy cake, rebirth, cockney, one with raven hair, Rowan Ellison. That's it! I know who killed Philomena Haggett!
Announcing the Lord Mayor of Schaumburg, Al Larson.
Well, another mystery. Another dead body. And a bunch of suspects. We have the Gibson, the butler, and everyone knows the butler did it. Maybe not tonight. We have the heir apparent, Henry Carrington. That sounds like a pseudonym to me. Lord Thornbury. We have Dowager Edna Carrington. Maggie Smith, perhaps. Nigel, the stable boy. Scrappy Nigel. Mrs. Mackenzie, and where, I lost her, where did she go? Oh, who's constantly losing a baby. And a U.S. guy named Tom Zier, who's a huckster with his floozy, Zelda. And perhaps the mummy. Or could it be the piano player? Well, let's find out. A little quiz. Eileen Key, who do you think is the killer?
I think it's the butler.
The butler. John Latko. Where are you, John?
The piano player.
John likes piano players. Marilyn Pandy. Marilyn? Marty Rigg. Marty Rigg. Come on, Marty, let's hear it. Zelda? How about Don Smith? Don Smith, who's the killer? Don Smith, are you alive? All right. Okay, show of hands here. How many think the butler did it? How many think Don Keyes did it? How about the stable boy? How about Mrs. McKinsey, the nanny? Well, let's find out, okay? 1, a 2, a 3.
I know who killed Philomena Haggett.
Who?
God, it's good to finally stand up. Since I've been sitting here the whole time, I've had the distinct advantage of seeing this whole sordid, but perversely pleasing affair unfold. One thing we can say for certain is that no matter how detestable a woman Dame Haggett was, she was not the intended victim of our perpetrator.
That's right. The poison was in my cup.
Correct. But the killer left behind a clever series of clues which was practically thrown into my lap. Or rather, on my bureau.
The crossword.
Edited by one Rowan Ellison. A curious name indeed. The crossword was given to me just a moment before the arrival of our cousin, but the plot to set this. The puzzle was given to me moments before the arrival of Cousin Bert. So the plot to kill was set in motion. The puzzle was mostly the puzzle was your garden variety set of clues, but a few clues gave me cause for concern. First clue, 9 letters, a ship's dessert. Answer, fairy cake. Interesting. Second clue, 7 letters, an English Renaissance. Answer, rebirth. Third clue, 7 letters, a rooster's accent. Cockney. Rather clever clue, I thought. Now put them all together and what do you have? You have a lovely and delicate fairy cake which is transformed or undergoes a rebirth into one of a lesser sort, say one with a Cockney accent. Now the fourth clue, one with raven hair, is not a reference to one's hair color at all, but to the central character in Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven. Her name, Lenore. And finally, if you put the name Rowan, rearrange the letters in Rowan Ellison, the creator of our crossword, you get the name of our real killer, Lenora Wilson.
Lenora Wilson?
Bloody right it was me. But why would you want to kill me?
She didn't want to kill you. She wanted to kill her fiancé, Henry Carrington.
Me?
A fact which itself did not become apparent until moments ago when Lady Wilson mistook the Dowager's teacup for Henry's. She poisoned her cup, thinking it was his.
But darling, why would you want to kill me?
I had to convince you that I wasn't a wet noodle, so I took the most direct route.
You did that for me.
I did.
How thoughtful of you. The only problem is you killed Philomena Haggett.
She did not.
Here's the clever part. That poison I put in the tea, it only causes fainting and temporary paralysis. It's more commonly known as a Paloma crystalliniforme. Of course, fairy cakes.
Oh, you're brilliant.
Incidentally, I've just been informed that yet another inmate has escaped from the asylum.
It's always the vicar.
Philomena, is it really you?
Yes, Bertram, come to me. Let me share in your great wealth.
Oh, it's not mine now. It's his. I'm as poor as a church mouse.
What?
Now she's dead.
Oh, what about me and Jimmy?
No harm, no foul, I suppose. Just don't do it again. Americans, eh?
Well, Percival, it's all yours now.
I suppose we should pack our belongings.
Nonsense! This old house is big enough for all of us. No more lords, no more servants. We'll all be one big happy family, equal in every way. For everyone who feels inclined, suppose we'll undertake to find congenial with this frame of mind, and all shall equal be.
The Chancellor and his peruke, the Earl, the Marquis and the Duke, the Groom, the Butler and the Cook, they all shall equal be.
The aristocrat who bangs with coots, the aristocrat who hunts and shoots, the aristocrat who cleans a boot, they all shall equal be.
The noble lord who rules the state, the noble lord who cleans the plate, the
noble lord who scrubs the grate, they all shall equal be. The Lord High Bishop orthodox, the Lord High Coachman on the box,
the Lord High Vagabond in the stocks, they all shall equal be.
For everyone who feels inclined, suppose we undertake to find congenial with this frame of mind, congenial with this frame of mind, and all shall equal be. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Wherever they go, wherever they go, they all shall equal be. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Wherever they go, wherever they go, they all shall equal be. The Earl, the Marquis, and the Duke, and the Butler, and the Cook, the aristocrat who takes the cuts, the aristocrat who takes the looks, the noble lord who rules the state, the noble lord who scraps the gates, the Lord High Bishop orthodox, the Raven and the Stokes. For everyone who feels inclined, suppose we undertake to find congenial with this frame of mind, congenial with this frame of mind, and all shall equal be. Then hail, O King, whichever you may be. To you we sing, but do not bend the knee. Hail, hail, O King, hail, O King, hail, O King.